These demonstrators are protesting the possible deportation of 7 South Vietnam exchange students seeking political asylum here in the United States. The students have been here on a 5-year educational program sponsored by the U.S. Agency of International Development, and they should have returned to South Vietnam earlier this year. But they've overstayed their temporary visa time, fearing that for voicing opposition to their country's government, they may face political reprisal if returned to their homeland.
In South Vietnam, the people who do the kinds of things that we do here, like to raise the voice against the political repression of the Thieu government in South Vietnam, and to raise the voice against the war, against the U.S. intervention in Vietnam, people like this will be put in jail and tortured and even liquidated every day. And right now there are more than 200,000 political prisoners in South Vietnam facing death, torture. So if we are to be deported home, we will surely be put in this situation and our lives will be in danger.
Our family have been harassed by the Saigon government, and they have been asked by the Saigon government, namely the Saigon police, to report to the police headquarters many times during the time we are here. And during the time that we get involved in different activities to oppose the Saigon government.
Some of our family members, they threaten that if we continue our activities here, they would lose their job. And so there are various kinds of repression.
Has there been any physical violence or physical harm done to your families?
Like I said, there are many examples, and they said that these are the warning for us here. If they continue, we continue our activities here, they will have a lot of other measures in the future.
We have no knowledge of knowing if about our parents being tortured or imprisoned, but we are sure that our parents are harassed by the Saigon police.
While their supporters were outside gathering for a massive noon rally, the 7 students were inside a small little courtroom admitting that they are deportable under current U.S. immigration rules. At that time, their hearing was postponed for a period of about 10 days, giving their attorneys time to make application for withholding of deportation. Jan Minagawa, Channel 5 News, at the Federal Building in Los Angeles. Mr. An, why do you want to stay here in America?
We came here as students under the sponsored by AID, Agency for International Development. And our main purpose here is to study. But during the time of the course of our study, we have raised our voice against the war and opposed the repressive Thieu regime. That's why we got our scholarship terminated, and we are facing the deportation. Right now, if we go back home, we are convinced that we would face with political persecution by the Thieu regime.
What, Ms. Milok, what has happened? What type of reprisals do you think will happen to you? What do you think will happen as far as political reprisal?
Political asylum here in the U.S. Temporarily until the time when the Paris Agreement is implemented. You know, the Paris Agreement, to which the U.S. government is one signatory, it must be implemented. By that I mean that when the democratic liberties are ensured and when it is safe for us to go home, then we'll be happy and anxious to go home.
Mr. Khan, what has any reprisals been given to your families that you've left back in South Vietnam?
Some of us, some of our families, our brothers, they force our brothers to join the armed forces, even though they meet all the requirements for draft deferment. They have the educational draft deferment, but our brothers, some of them were drafted anyway. And there are many other kinds of repression, like our parents were called for interrogation at the police station, and
Many other cases in which the students abroad, like in West Germany or Japan or in France, who had opposed the policies of the Thieu regime, they were asked to return home to join the army, and but those students refused to go back home. So they sentenced those students to like 6 years in prison, and like and those students are denied of the rights of citizenship within 20 years. It happened in 1968.
I'm sorry,
69.
we have to go.
Đợi con bị đóng thùng rồi vậy. Về đó.
Which side? While the supporters were outside gathering for a noon rally, the 7 students were inside a small courtroom admitting that they are deportable under U.S. immigration rules. The deportation hearings are being postponed for 10 days while application is being filed. Jan Minagawa, Channel 5 News, at the Federal Building in Los Angeles. While their supporters are gathering outside the federal court building for a noon rally, the 7 students were inside admitting that they are deportable under U.S. immigration rules. Their deportation hearing has been postponed for about 10 days, giving their lawyers time to apply for a withholding deportation notice. Jan Minagawa, Channel 5 News, at the federal court building in Los Angeles. While their supporters are gathering for a massive noon rally, the 7 students were inside the courtroom admitting that they are deportable under current U.S. immigration rules. Their postponement has been... While their supporters were gathering outside the building for a massive noon rally, the 7 students were inside a small courtroom admitting that they are deportable under current U.S. immigration rules. At that time, the postponement was granted for 10 days while their attorneys apply for a postponement of